So the next challenge is going to be on Linux privilege escalation, and to complete this challenge, we need to travel again. So we left off with one new location on the island of Misfit Toys. However, this is going to be a challenge that is located in a different part of that island. I already sailed there with my little boat. So this is the Scaredy Kite Heights, if I'm not mispronouncing it. And once we dock in, there's going to be another challenge that will appear here. We're not going to solve that one, but we need to get through the beach area of this location to get to a saloon, and that's where the terminal is. So I'm gonna dock now. And as you can see, we have the Hashcat challenge and the Linux privilege escalation one now listed. I think we haven't talked to this island's goose yet. This one says beep beep. Of course. What does the goose say if not beep beep? So this is where we have the Hashcat terminal. We're going to leave this one for now. And there's this saloon, the Ostrich Saloon, where we need to enter. And we have a nice little troll here, Rose. I think last year he was one of the good trolls helping us. Or maybe the year before that. I can't remember. It's kind of blurry on the different characters, but I do remember the stories. So we're going to talk to Rose real quick. So we get 2 hints from this little troll, and these 2 hints are pretty important. So looking at 2 of the hints here related to the privilege escalation one. The first one, it tells us that you can overwrite a file, but there's an easier method if you pass a crafty argument for that, I guess, the vulnerable binary. I didn't really figure out this argument. We're just going to do the classic overwriting a file thing. And the other one is giving you a link to a fantastic company that does excellent research. They have a lot of IoT related content, also some hardware equipment. And for some reason, the page does not load now. All right, I'm just going to leave it there. But anyways, you can also visit this one. There are other places where you can, there it is. Eventually it loads in. So there are other places, of course, where you can read on this, how to look for certain things that are often misconfigured. Kernel exploits are a pretty common one. Exploiting services running as root is another one. And then SUID executables are the ones that we have to exploit here. I'm going to issue a couple commands, common things that you might want to check. But once we look for these SUID bitset files, binaries on the system, we'll find one. So that's the path forward, basically. I'm going to open up the terminal here, then get to my notes. So this terminal also gives some details on the end goal. We need to become root and then execute a file. So this terminal has a few things, but not netstat. We can also check the running processes. Running as root, maybe we don't find anything. And then this command is probably something that you want to bookmark or save. I'm going to clear the terminal here. So we are going to look for files all across the system where we have the SUID bit set. And it comes up with a few well-known binaries that need this functionality. So this one is allowing us to perform actions with higher privileges, different privileges, on the system without using things like sudo. This is needed for certain cases. It is part of the way a Unix system operates. However, we're going to discover one binary, the simple copy one, which based on the name seems to be a binary that does copy, and it does have the suid bit set. It's right over here. So like I said, I didn't explore the option to further exploit this binary. It's a binary file, if I remember correctly. Can give it a go, but I think it's just gonna be some binary data that we're going to see here. If I could copy here, maybe I'll just do the lazy thing. Just look at the first part. Yeah, so this looks like a pretty standard executable file, but the fact that it has the suid bit set, and it's probably for copying based on the help message that was printed, we could exploit this. Now, I'm going to do the most common thing. There are other files that you could potentially override. What I'm going to do is I'm going to override the pass VD file, add a user to this one, and become root, basically. The standard way of doing it is with OpenSSL and generating a password hash. I'm going to use the salt PrivEsc and the password. The only problem is OpenSSL is not installed in the terminal. At this point, I was hoping that I can solve all the challenges with the terminals provided. Usually that's not the case with holiday hack challenges, and this year was no different. But at this point, I was really trying to avoid installing VMs and trying to solve challenges outside of the terminal. I think the next one, the next challenge, that is, will still allow us to solve the entire challenge in the game, and afterwards we really have to get out from the game and use additional software, but it's fine. So the solution here, what I came up with, was search for a page that allows me to generate the same thing online, and I came across this one here. There are probably other pages out there that can do the same thing. You need to provide a password for some reason twice, and then provide a salt value here, and then calculate the hash. I could have just gone with the salt value being random, but I wanted to use this because I want to check if I generated the correct hash, because I already did this with the same salt, and it seems to be okay according to my notes. So next step is to grab the etc password file. This one over here. This does not have the password hashes. Modern Unix systems will not store the hashes here, but instead in the shadow file. But I'm just gonna add my user to this one. Normally, based on the privileges of this binary here, it wouldn't matter. We're root, so we're going to impersonate basically the root impersonate. So use the privileges of the root user to do the copy. I can make a copy of the etc password into the temp folder. So this does not require any privileges because it's word readable. What I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to take the line for the root user here. So what I did while solving the challenge was to craft a line with this password hash, and I'm going to call this user privilege escalation. So I need to take this value and then add it to this copy of the password file. So I'm going to echo this one into this temporary svd file. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'll just show you the file here. So as you can see, now we have an extra line compared to the original etc password. And the reason why I'm doing this is now I'm going to override the passvd file with my temporary one, essentially adding that user to the etc passvd file now. And what I can do at this point is I can just do su PrivEsc, provide a password, which was password123, of course. And as you can see, the prompt changes and I have root privileges. So I can just go to the root folder. Let's see what files are available. There's a run to answer file here, which asks me who delivers Christmas presents. That would be Santa, I believe. And my answer is correct. So we got this achievement. And even though this was a really straightforward challenge, the whole reason why I want to do this is one of the elves, I believe, promised that Rose would give us some further hints on exploring the islands. Now the hint itself, once you get it, is not particularly useful. It just says that there are other parts that are not mapped, so you should go explore and hunt for treasure and find pirates' treasures and things like that. So we're going to do that, but before moving on with that, we need to solve one more challenge, and then we're going to go for some treasure hunts. But before those treasure hunting challenges, there's going to be 3 of them. We're going to solve one more lock challenge. The intended and unintended ways are, I believe, compared to the previous one, maybe even easier a little bit. But if you want to do it the proper lockpicking way, you might have to give a couple try to that one. But let's move on to the next video and see how that challenge looks like.